y'all? It's me, Sir Butter. Welcome to the Out of Body Hobby. Today is the 2015 Money in the Bank predictions by yours truly. So let's kick it off with the kickoff show. We have R-Truth versus King Barrett. And my personal opinion is this match is pretty pointless. So I'm assuming that King Barrett is going to win because he's been on a terrible losing streak. Other than winning the King of the Ring, he's pretty much didn't win anything. He won the Intercontinental Championship and then started to look like a jobber with the title up until losing it at WrestleMania in the ladder match. And you know, he's just been losing and getting stumped. Like, he's really been looking terrible. I don't know who he made mad in the back, but he obviously made somebody in the back mad, and they taking it out on him. So the only logical excuse for why this match is happening is either to further the humiliation of Barrett right now, or this is going to be his kickstart to get back into the swing of things, start to win some matches, start to at least compete in the matches and not look like a complete jobber. You know what I mean? And he need to go back to the bad news. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. That was cool. We all love that, but he ain't nothing as King Barrett, and yeah, hope he wins. I hope he wins. I hope he wins. Next, we're gonna start it off with Cena versus Owens 2. Nah, I'm not good at these predictions. I usually suck. I usually get like 1 or 2 right. One time I even got everything wrong. I don't know what happened that night, man. But last pay-per-view Elimination Chamber, I got everything right other than I thought Naomi was going to win the Divas title. And yes, that means that I had Owens over Cena. But not this time, and which is the reason why is I feel like Owens hasn't lost. He has no blemishes in the NXT or in the WWE. He's just been batting 1,000. He's been coming through and he's been wrecking things, and he's legitimately made himself into a top player, a main player in the game right there overnight. And the win over Cena that was like the stamp. He's here. And another win over Cena, I don't really see what that does to further his character. So I don't see why he would win tonight. I feel like a loss to Cena, and you can span it out, and they can have a rubber match. They can have, you know, the last match to decide who's really going to be that guy. And to do it a third time, and then maybe he can win on that third time. But I don't see a reason for him to beat Cena 2 times in a row. That's just why. You know, Cena's already jobbed the Lesnar last year. I don't see why he would job the Kevin Owens this year. So I'm going with Cena. My heart, if I can have it my way, I mean, I like Owens more than I like Cena. But I think this would have people feeling like, oh, nah, Owens just never loses. He's going to get everything handed to him. You know, this is Triple H's next Randy Orton. And so I don't want him to go down that path of just never losing. So this is a perfect time for him to get a loss on under his belt and then have him bounce back from a loss rather than having him just winning all the time. Then we're going to talk about the worst match of the night, and including the kickoff match. Yes, the worst match of the night. Not the Divas match. Not the tag team match. We're talking about the Intercontinental Championship match. Ryback versus The Big Show. Now I get it. The Big Show, he knows how to engage the audience at a level a lot of the young guys don't. Sturdy, you know, competitor, you know, worker. You can count on Big Show. You know, he's a vet. But I'm tired of seeing Big Show in so much. Like when he goes against Reigns and he goes against Ryback for the title and all that. Like, nobody is expecting him to ever win. It's like pointless. So if he does win, I mean, that would shake it up, I guess, because people would be, you know, like, wow, I didn't see that coming. But it wouldn't be like, oh, wow, I didn't see that coming. It'd be like, what the hell are they doing? So obviously, I feel like Ryback is going to win. And I guess they're trying to make Big Show beat down on him to make Ryback look like the comeback kid, the underdog. Like, that seemed like what they're trying to, you know, turn this character into. But I was all for which I picked him to win the Intercontinental Championship, and I thought this was a good look, but he hasn't done anything as the Intercontinental Championship, and I don't see what a win here. I don't see how this changes anything. This isn't going to be a good match. two big guys who probably a tad bit stiff. It's not going to be a good match to watch. It's not a good match from storyline standpoint. And sure, you beat Big Show. Everybody beats the old Big Show now, the old fat Big Show, the Big Slow. Nobody cares about that. But yeah, Ryback. Now let's get into the tag team title match, which I'm digging the tag team picture right now. I'm really digging the tag team picture. I'm liking what the Primetime Players are doing. I'm liking what the New Day are doing. And we have a match with all black people. I don't know if I've ever seen that many black people with nothing else in a match. I mean, a lot of people complain about the WWE not liking black people, you know, being discriminating against them. And I feel like this is a stepping stone. Like, I don't know if that many blacks have competed in one match with nothing else but just blacks in the history of wrestling. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen this before, so that's cool. And like I said, those are two teams that are doing a lot right now. They're cutting some good promos. They're getting some good fan reaction, and they're being involved in some entertaining matches. Even though they're not the greatest in-ring workers, you know, they've been pretty entertaining. So I can see this going either way. I can see this going either way. I'm really torn on this one. I would like to say the New Day retains because I feel like the New Day has a higher ceiling than Primetime Players, and they can go on and do much more and have, you know, feuds with other tag teams where I don't really see the Primetime Players being able to excel at that. Like, I think they're more fit for the role of, you know, just here or there, have a match every now and again, say some silly promos, you know, back and forth. But as the New Day really gets under the fan skin and get the crowd reaction and stuff. So I think that has more of a brighter future, which is why I'm going with the New Day. But I can really see the Primetime Players getting it because they kind of been on the cusp for a couple of months now, and they're getting over with the crowd. But I just don't think it's their time yet, and I'm going with the New Day. But that should be pretty entertaining. Now let's get to them divas. You know what I'm talking about? We got Nikki Bella going against Paige for the umpteenth time. No, I'm kidding, but I feel like Paige has been, since she stepped into the NXT, the WWE, she steps in and she wins. She wins. She wins. If she wins this, she's gonna tie, which is a low number, but she's gonna tie with 3 reigns. That's gonna be the most Divas reigns in the history of the Divas title. And obviously she's gonna obliterate that because she's so young. And I think that's a really low number, and it's kind of unfair to her that she has that pressure of, if she wins, she's gonna, you know, tie this record so early into her career, because now if that was 8, 9 reigns, then she can get her 3rd reign and nobody would bat an eye. But that's gonna be a lot for basically a year and a half of work. That's gonna be a lot. And when she's like 23, 24 years old, I don't see that happening just yet. I think it'll make more sense if she takes a couple of L's. You know, she doesn't need to just burst onto the scene and win another Divas title, just like she did the previous time. She go away for a while, burst back on, give me mine. So, you know, I'm really gonna side and say that Nikki's gonna retain. But Nikki isn't. I don't think Nikki's gonna hold the title as long as AJ did, and I don't think she should. I think that it's too soon, and that'll kind of be a slap in the face of AJ. So she's gonna come off of it soon. But I just don't think now is the time if it's gonna be to Paige. But I think this should be a fairly entertaining match because Nikki is so improved in the ring, and in her character, her presence, her confidence when she speaks and stuff, and I think she's really underrated in that regard. And Paige is obviously, you know, she shook off the new jitters, the rookie jitters from when she first stepped in, and now she's been showing that level of ring work that she can do, that she's been doing her whole life. So this should be a pretty good Divas match, and I'm going with Nikki for the W. I'm going with Nikki to retain her title here. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the Money in the Bank. This is what everybody's come to see. Well, listen to main event, because that main event's gonna be nice. But this is the meat of the show right here. And I'm gonna have to read this list of guys who's in it, because this is a few people. We're gonna have Neville, Sheamus, Orton, Roman, Kane, Ziggler, and Kofi. in here. And I feel like Kofi's going to be there just to do some exciting flips around. He's obviously not going to win. Why would Kofi Kingston ever win a Money in the Bank? Neville, it's too early. You don't want to get him with that, oh, this guy never loses, he's the new baby face, and you don't want to give him that. So he doesn't need to win this at all. Again, he's going to be another guy in there, do some crazy flying around, put him out there, be seen, because he's getting groomed to be the next, you know, the next great high flyer, like a Rey Mysterio, you know, Jeff Hardy. He's going to be one of those guys who's going to be, you know, respected, legendary type status as a high flyer. So, you know, just want to get him groomed for that. Put him in a match, have him flipping around, doing some great stuff, but lose. Of course, we have Sheamus in there. And Sheamus getting a pretty solid push as a heel, you know, with his new look and stuff. And I'm digging it. I don't know, a lot of people don't feel it, but I'm digging it. But he's not going to win the Money in the Bank. And we got Orton. Now, Orton, he has a potential to win because he's Randy Orton. You know, he's over with the crowd. But I just don't want to see Randy Orton win another Money in the Bank, another world title. I don't want to see this, you know, at least not so soon. Like it feels like he had it for a chunk of the last 2-3 years. Feel like he had it for a chunk of that. So we don't need another Orton. Then we got Kane. Obviously won't win because he's Kane. So we're just gonna move on right there. Next we got Ziggler. And Ziggler, he's been on the cusp of doing something, and I think it's just clear as day. No matter how much the crowd loves him, no matter how well he sells in the ring, he lacks that the guy. You know, like he just lacks it, and I don't know if he's ever gonna win another title. So I'm definitely not going with him to win anything. So that leaves Roman Reigns, who obviously I think we all got Roman Reigns to win this. And the only shakeup I can see is if Orton wins, I guess. And I don't know. I don't really see much of a shakeup. But, you know, Roman is the guy. The Shield the 3 members of the Shield have been the main event for pretty much like a long time now. So I feel like he's going to win it and then open up this dimension of maybe Dean wins the title, and now what does Roman do? Does Roman cash in on Dean? Because that's his boy. You know, so that I feel like that can work something between the 3 of them maybe. That's what they're really pushing for. So I think it's obvious we're going with a Roman Reigns win. Oh, and he's in a much better state right now to win the title than he was 4 months ago. You know, so I don't feel like it's gonna be as much uproar. You know, if he wins, like, oh my God, like when he won the Royal Rumble, it was like, oh my God. Like I don't feel like it's gonna be as much of that. I feel like he's getting back the crowd. So yeah, Roman. And last but most certainly not least, the main event: Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in the ladder match for the strap. This is going to be match of the night without question, without even thinking about it. This is going to be match of the night. And they're going to do some great things out there. Dean and Seth, they always do great work together. Like, those are 2 really, really great guys right there. And I just want to sit back and enjoy it. Like, I can't even really say what's going to happen. Like, I can see both of them legitimately winning. I can see Reigns cashing in on both of them. You know, I don't know what they expect other than greatness. And it's been a great lead up. This is one of the greatest build ups we've seen in this last 4, 5, 6, 7 months with Dean taking the title, and he's been showing up and sitting in the audience with the thing, and he's taking pictures. In my hometown, New Orleans, he's on Bourbon Street, and he's taking pictures with the fans and stuff with the title. And this has been some good stuff. Like, people are gonna remember this one. He kind of has that Punk Austin type of feel where he's babyface, but he's really not a good guy. He just happened to be babyface because he's raging against the machine. And this is, like, again, this is going to be great. I don't want to pick, but I'm just going to ride with Seth. I'm just going to ride with Seth because I've been riding with Seth for a long time now, so I'm just going to ride with Seth. But it's going, oh, man. It's hard to pick. It's going to be a great one. Well, that's my predictions. Let me know what y'all predictions are. And I might be uploading this late, so by the time that it uploads, the pay-per-view might actually be taking place. So obviously not many people are going to be looking at prediction videos online. But if you happen to be watching this in retrospect, how did I do? Until next time, baby, I'll be back shortly with the results for